Hi everybody! So I'm trying for a new background or change of angle in the space. But yeah, I'm doing laundry on the weekend here. Anyway, so I promised that this time I was going to share a video from my adventure at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So I went last Sunday to the parade, and it was in between Shibuya and Shinjuku, and next to Yoyogi Park on a street that I cannot pronounce. Anyway, I went with a friend of mine, and then I made a new friend. And we hung out and we saw the parade, and it was pretty cool. It apparently is the 25th anniversary of how long they've been doing the parade, so that was kind of neat to know it's been going on for a while. But basically they came out and it was a double lane street, so there was like a giant barrier, and they started going, and then we're like, okay, well, but where do they stop? And so basically what they did is they went one way and then they looped back around on the same street. So there's a point where they all kind of meet up, which sometimes was a little interesting when you had musical groups and one would be playing one instrument and the other one would be playing something else. So you'll see that in one of the videos. I think it was, there was a dance group and they had like a little boombox and they're dancing, and then right across from them at the same time were the bagpipes. So, but it was really fun. There were a lot of different kind of groups, as to be expected at a Irish festival in Japan. So there was samba, and then there was more samba. But it was cool seeing a bit of fusion. I think it was a lot of groups where I'm not sure if it was just because they were wearing the color green that they could count themselves with the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of the clips here. I'll show those. And then after I went to the parade, I went to the I Heart Ireland Festival, or I Love I Heart, I don't know. And that was actually in Yoyogi Park. So that actually this year has been going on for 60 years. So a long time. It's pretty cool. So I went there, and I'm sad to say there was no corned beef and cabbage and no soda bread. There was a lot of Guinness or some sort of beer stew. We ended up not having any of it because instead we found chicken and gravy, which was pretty tasty. I don't know how Irish it was, but it was, I mean, it still tasted pretty good. And then, you know, we could have had the green beer, but I got really excited. There was a local brewery we found that you could get a sample of 4 different kinds of beer for 1,000 yen, which, I mean, in American dollars is like 10 bucks. So that wasn't too bad, and it had a dark beer, which made me very excited. I love dark beer. And then what else do we have? And then we had a couple of Irish scones, which maybe that was soda. No, it wasn't soda bread still. It was still too flaky, but it was delicious. And then what did we do? And I got free beer, and I will now show you. Let me tell you the backstory of the free beer. So I've had free booze a couple times, or just free stuff in Japan, and in this particular case, they had it set up, and you had to check in on Twitter or Facebook in order to get a free drink. And the lady's like, "Oh, can you check in?" And I was like, "I don't have Twitter." She's like, "We could do Facebook." I'm like, "I don't have internet, but I'll put you on my blog." So this is my promise to them that I put them on my blog. So, no. Okay, yeah, you ready?
I'm recording now.
Okay, put it like it.
Yeah, but you need to post it to your Facebook.
Oh, I'm gonna put it on my blog today that I do, and I post that to Facebook.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah? Okay, yeah. Okay.
This is the blurry. I'll take a picture too.
You're good. All right.
Alright. So yeah, we took a wander around the food trucks and bits there, and we saw some music, and I didn't really see any of the performers, but we had a group who was rapping, and we also what else we do? And then there was just like some tents to walk around in and stuff about the relationship between Ireland and Japan, or stuff specific about Japan. There was some rugby going on, street rugby, I don't know. But I got a pen for the World Rugby Cup, which is apparently going to be here in Japan in 2019. So that's kind of exciting. Maybe I'll be here to see it. And I got my first plant. Yay! It's a forget-me-not for the earthquake that happened. And I knew I wanted plants, and so I donated some money, even though they're like, "No, it's free, and I'm like, "Yeah, but you know, you still want to donate and stuff," because I know that there is the issue that when natural disasters happen, people donate so much money in the beginning, but then after that, interest kind of peters out, and so it's really important to kind of keep aware that it does take a really long time for infrastructure to get rebuilt. So, you know, when you have things like, I remember when Katrina happened and then the earthquake here, like, it takes time, and it obviously takes money, so it's really important. But so I've got a little forget-me-not to help me remember. And then the other really cool thing that happened was, so there was like a main tent, or well, sort of like a main tent that had these things, and there were these posters all over for Celtic Woman, which is a group that I had discovered, like, I don't know, like 2 years ago or something. These guys, I don't know if you can see it, but they had posters all over because they're coming to Tokyo in September? Yeah, September. And I kept saying, "Oh my gosh, I love this group." You know, I loved a couple of their songs. I'd watched one of their performances online, and oh man, it'd be really cool to go see them. So I bet you can see where this is going. They had a tent then that had like the posters, and I also noticed some sort of box where you got to like pull a little ping pong ball, and I saw people getting like a free drink or something, like not anything alcoholic, but just, you know, a free beverage, and I love free stuff, so I was like, oh, I wonder what I have to do to make this happen. So I you know, kind of wandered over, wanted a poster, and of course they're like, oh, do you want to take a ball? And I was like, sure! And then I take a ball, and there's a little boy behind the table, and he kind of, his eyes get really big, and he kind of looks, but not necessarily like excited, but more like nervous of like, what do I do? Kind of like the library, or the lady at the library when I spoke in English, and she was like, uh-oh, oh crap. The boy kind of had the same look of just, what do I do now? And he looks up and he looks to the lady, I don't know if it's his mom or when she was running, and they kind of look at the ball and they're like, uh-oh. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Like, what happened? And then it turns out, I got tickets! I have 2 tickets! I'm gonna go see Celtic Women. I'm so excited. I think they were worried that I wasn't going to be there. And then like, then they'd still have to give me the tickets anywhere. I don't know. But I'm like, I live here. It's okay. And they're like, oh, whew. They're talking. I have no idea. We all kind of laughed because we're having a conversation and none of us can really understand each other. But yeah, so I'm going to get to go see Celtic Woman in September. Really excited to go see that, and completely unexpected. I was in shock for the next like half hour and like squealing like a schoolgirl. I don't know. Just you know. But yeah, so it was a good day. It was a really good day. So free booze, free pen, free concert tickets, and a fun parade. So I'm gonna show you just the rest of the clips here that I took at the actual festival, and enjoy those.
The whole crew is up there.
I know. Or was it trumpet? No.
Yeah.
And remember, if you like what you see, you can check out the rest of the videos on my vlog. I still can't get used to saying that word, vlog. But then I also have my blog. I know I haven't actually put updates from the last 2 videos on there. I'm still trying to work out the balance of not repeating what I say in the video in written form. So bear with me as I figure that out. But I hope you enjoyed it. I know I definitely had fun at both of those events. And remember, if you like it, you can also just subscribe and check out my blog at monkeywithabackpack.blogspot.com. Alright, bye everybody!